Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to look at the distributive law in a little bit more detail. Just a quick refresher on the distributive law. The distributive law is where we share something equally amongst everything or everyone. Here we have C bracket 6 plus B. Now what we're going to do is we're going to share this C with this 6 and with this B. So what we do is we multiply C by 6, and then we multiply C by B. In the middle there, I said an and that's important. On this side, we have C times 6, and we have C times B. So I've times this by this and this by this. And now if we simplify this, we just end up with 6C plus CB. And that is how to expand these brackets using the distributive law. Let's have a look at a few more examples that are a little bit trickier. So here we have some negatives, some powers, and some pronumerals. Our first example, we have negative 7t bracket 4t squared minus 9. Let's distribute our negative 7t with our 4t squared and our minus 9. We're going to multiply this by this, and we're going to multiply this by this. This gives us negative 7t times 4t squared. And we also have negative 7t times negative 9. As I said before, the and is important because that is my plus. So our next step is to then simplify this. Negative 7 times 4 is negative 28, and t times t squared, if you remember your multiplication law with indices, is t cubed, or t to the power of 3. And lastly, we have negative 7 times negative 9, which is 63, because we have two negatives, and two negatives make a positive. And we also have t. Next thing we need to do is check, do we have any like terms that we can add together? Here we have a t to the power of 3, and here we have a t to the power of 1. These are not like terms, so we can't add them together. This example over here has 3 things in the brackets, but we just do the same thing as we've done up here. We multiply this by this. We multiply this by this. And we multiply this by this. So let's now expand this bracket. We're going to distribute 3c with all 3 of my things that are inside the brackets. I have 3c times 9c squared, and the plus 3c times 7c, and, so we're going to do another plus, 3c times 4. So you'll notice I had 3 things in my brackets, And here I'm going to end up with 3 different terms. And over here I had 2 terms in my brackets, so we're going to end up with 2 things at the end, unless you can simplify it. So let's simplify this long expression. So 3c times 9c, 3 times 9 is 27, c times c squared is c cubed. And we also have 3c times 7c, so 3c times 7, 3 times 7 is 27, and c times c is c squared. And lastly, we have 3c times 4, 3 times 4 is 12, and we just have a c left over. I've expanded both of these expressions and tried to see if I could simplify any more, but this is as simple as I can get. Let's have a look at one more example which uses 2 brackets. Here is our last example for the distributive law. We have 2 brackets and we have 2 big terms. Let's expand each of these brackets individually because they are separated by a minus. So we're going to multiply 6u by 5u and 6u by 3v. And then we have something else, which we are then going to multiply negative 7u by 4v and negative 7u by 2u. This is those 2 brackets expanded. Let's simplify this really long expression and we'll see what we get. We have 6u times 5u, 6 times 5 is 30, u times u is u squared. 6u times 3v, 6 times 3 is 18, u times v is just uv. Then we also have minus 7u times 4v. Minus 7 times 4 is negative 28. We have u times v. Lastly, we have negative 7 times 2. This should be negative 14. 7 times 2 is 14, and we have a negative. Then u times u is u squared. Now I have a whole bunch of plus and minuses. A positive and a negative just makes a negative. So we actually don't need this plus here anymore. We also don't need this plus here anymore. Now, do we have any like terms that we can simplify? We have a u squared, and we have a u squared down the end. So here, I have u squared, and I have 30 of them. And we are going to take away 14. So what's 30 minus 14? 16u squared. We have 16 u squareds. We also have 18uv minus 28uv. It doesn't matter if uv are backwards. If this was 18uv minus 28vu, they still have the same pronumerals in them, so they're still the same thing. 18 minus 28 is negative 10 uv. And that would be the simplest answer that we can get when we're expanding this long expression. So good luck with those questions, and I'll see you in the next video where we're going to look at binomial expansion. Binomial meaning 2.